What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, we will be taking yet another look at Chainlink, and I believe I will be doing quite regular updates on Chainlink from now on because it is a project that I am invested in. And before I tell you why that is so, I just needed you to know that if you watched my previous video on Bitcoin, I predicted this bottom, exactly this bottom. And I was telling you guys to get into your altcoins when Bitcoin forms a double bottom on this exact white box right here. And if you did, congratulations, because you would be up like 15 to 20% right now. And if you were in my private group, I would have made things even simpler for you because I was calling the bottoms, right? All 6 of these. It was damn near close to the bottoms and you would have made such a killing. Like SNX guys, we caught a 42% bounce from the exact bottom, and this is just one of many successful trades. So the next time the private group opens up, I need you to secure your spots because the next one is going to be limited as well, so keep an eye out for that. But anyways, back to Chainlink. So if we just go on to the daily chart of Chainlink, you can in fact see that Chainlink has formed a very beautiful rounded bottom, and I always like to say that rounded bottoms pays the bills. Here's why. Notice how previously, back in 2020, all of these Chainlink pumps were literally just a collection of rounded bottoms that went absolutely parabolic, right? And right now, we have gotten such a massive rounded bottom. I'm telling you guys, Chainlink is going to pop. And if you're in the private Discord group, you would have got a head start before everybody else because I was calling Chainlink back when it was still around here, before it broke out of this 72k Satoshis level, because I was telling the people in my private group, if we break this level right here, we are going to go parabolic. And I'm telling you right now, we have only just started going parabolic. This is literally just base 2 probably. We have not seen base 3 and base 4 and capitulation yet. Ultimately, I see Chainlink hitting $100 very easily. And if you find that very hard to believe, just take a look at this chart. Usually, rounded bottoms, when they break up above their neckline, the measured move is from the lid to the bottom of the round bottom. And if we put that measured move, it will take us to right about here. And if we simply just measure from where we are right now, which is about $45, that is about a 250% gain, bring us all the way up to about 290,000 Satoshis, which if I just measure the move from the point that we are at right now, which is about $45, that would bring us to about a 225 to 250% gain. So if you multiply that with $40, that would be right around the ballpark of $100. So seriously, I see Chainlink being one of the biggest altcoins that are going to pop in this altcoin summer. And we are only just getting started. So I will be doing more updates on Chainlink. But anyways, let me tell you why Chainlink, I believe, is about to have its next leg up. So right now, if we go into the 4-hourly chart on Chainlink Bitcoin, and believe me, I will get into the USDT coin later because I need to explain to you what is going on the Bitcoin chart before I can relate it back to the USDT chart. So if you just look at the 4-hourly right now, we have a bullish pennant going on. And if you know anything about technical patterns, you know a pennant is a continuation pattern, which means before this, if the direction was already heading up, the chance of the bull pennant breaking to the upside is much higher. Whereas if you had a bear pennant, which means something like this, where the price was already going down, the chances of this bearish pennant breaking downwards is much higher. So right now we do have a beautiful bull pennant. So we could potentially be seeing Chainlink and the other Oracle cryptos such as TRB, such as DIA and BAND. We could potentially, right, potentially, I'm not saying this is certain yet, if Chainlink moves and takes this next leg up, all those other Oracle cryptos are going to move as well, because Chainlink is almost like the mama bear for Oracle cryptos. If Chainlink pumps, they will follow the pump. But anyways, now that we know that we have a bullish pennant on the Chainlink Bitcoin chart, there is another place that I must divert your attention to, which is if you look on the daily chart, you can in fact see that momentum has already formed an anchor wave and it looks like it is starting to head down. But here is why I wouldn't panic. Notice how the money flow has been red for an incredibly long time and we are only just starting to go into green money flow, which means for the next foreseeable couple of months, I actually see Chainlink doing really well unless Bitcoin tanks to below 40k or even below 38k, then I would not be so certain. So on the daily chart, we know that the money flow is just starting to go green. But on the 4 hourly, we can see that we have formed a very, very thick anchor wave. And I don't believe we can get an anchor wave beyond this kind of anchor wave, which means that every other wave that forms after it is going to be a shorter wave. And at the moment, it does seem like this wave potentially might be about to clip. So perhaps in the immediate short term, you shouldn't be overly bullish on Chainlink, but in the midterm, definitely bullish. But in order to see if we will actually break out of this, we have to go back to the Chainlink USDT chart. And if you watch my previous video on Bitcoin, I kept telling you that a double bottom of Bitcoin at that white box right there would signify an entry signal for your alts. And look, if you would have just taken that trade, if you watch that video to the end and you've taken this trade, you'd be up quite a nice amount right now, about 10%, which is nothing to scoff at because 10% compounds over time. So anyways, if you were in the private group, I was saying that we buy the support resistance flip of 44.5. Now, it definitely seems that we have already flipped this into support, so we are in the process of breaking out right this instance. But if you were in the private group, you would have caught this, and so far you would be up about a 2%, just not much. But this is just the beginning of the move. So right now we know that on the Chainlink Bitcoin chart, we have money flow going into the green on the daily, and a nice bull pennant, which means that if we do break out from that bull pennant with volume, I might add, we could actually be seeing Chainlink go to all of these levels, all the way up to $53. But here is the concern that I have. Remember, if you look back at Chainlink on the daily chart and on the 4 hourly chart, the momentum was shifting down. And right now, if we come over to the USDT chart, it might seem as though that Chainlink is in fact having a very, very clear shift of momentum. Because as you can see, these red dots have consistently been getting lower and lower. And if we do get another red dot below the 0 line right here, that would signal very, very bearish for Chainlink. But am I saying that this is going to happen? Not really, because right now we are in a bull market. The impulse is towards the upside. And the key level that we must pay attention to is this 50 period exponential moving average on the 4 hourly chart, which is this gray line right here. First off, we have to see Chainlink break above this 50 EMA and come back down to retest it and find it as support. So it will look something like this before going upwards. If we get rejected by this 50 EMA, then I would look for a higher low formation on Chainlink. So a higher low would be something like this, and then proceeding up. See, here's the thing about bearish scenarios in a bull market. The impulse is really towards the upside. Chances are we're going to break up towards the upside as long as Bitcoin doesn't screw around with us anymore. Even though on the daily chart and on the 4 hourly chart, there is a clear shift in momentum. But over here on this channel, we are grand strategists. We do not be overly biased towards any given direction. So if we do break to the downside, I will look for these two levels right here at the $39 level. In fact, I would say that the $39 level is the bottom for Chainlink. If we do come back down to retest it, I'm not saying this is going to happen. In fact, I'm very bullish on Chainlink. I hold quite a substantial amount of Chainlink, and I believe it is going to go to $100 before anyone even knows what's going on. So for now, 100%, I want to see money flow curve back up into the green in order to make a case for Chainlink breaking up into the 60 level. But if we get another red trigger wave below the 0 line, that will signal a very, very bad sign for Chainlink. And I believe that you should look to add limit orders at the $39 level and the $34 level, because those two levels, imagine if you can get Chainlink at these two levels, and then by the time it goes to $100, that would be a 3x, which is nothing to scoff at. So again, this is how I would trade Chainlink. I have not given you the entries yet. First off, if Chainlink does come back down to the 44.5 level to find support, I would definitely 100%, that is where I would enter. If Chainlink does something like this, this is my entry, because you can set your stop loss right below this level, and that is a very, very minimal loss. Secondly, I would look for Chainlink to break above this 50 EMA, and if it breaks above, this right here would be my entry. Or alternatively, the second entry would be for Chainlink to come back down to retest the 50 EMA before moving higher. So this would be my entry number 3. So this is entry number 1, entry number 2, entry number 3. And in case Chainlink really does fall back down, I will look for an entry at the $40 to $39 level. We can just dollar cost average in between those 2 points, and I believe that will be the bottom for Chainlink before ultimately getting a move higher, because then we would have very clear double bottom, and this is go time for Chainlink. And the 5th entry would be set a limit order at the $34 level, because this level is going to be extremely strong support. If we just go onto the daily chart, you can see that this level right here is the 100-day exponential moving average, and it tends to be very strong support and resistance. And guys, before I forget, I need you to follow me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto. This is where I'm going to be sharing my limit buys and giving you the latest updates on the crypto markets. So if you haven't already followed me at _theartofcrypto, I need you to do that right now. And if you are curious about the private group, it is at the moment closed because it is full. So I need you to wait a week or two before I get my website up and running, and then the private group is going to be open. Until then, I need you guys to just trade the setups that I am posting on YouTube, and as usual, may the gains be with you, and I hope you make money from Chainlink. Chainlink is going to be huge this altcoin summer. Believe me when I say, if you are not holding any Oracle cryptos, you are going to be missing out big time. So with that said, it's the Art of Crypto, and gains be with you. Peace.